welcome to the Fabarge edition of Monthly Rewind. I'm Dana Squilla.
And I'm Lauren Kay.
And we're back again because we're the girls and we did such a good job last year. Decided to have us back again.
And we have an awesome show for you this time. We have Valentine's Day, MTV Fanatic, the talent show.
Spirit Month.
Yes. All right, let's get to it.
If you ever had Mr. Barnshaw as a teacher, you know it's an experience you'll never want to forget. Here's David Luna and Jason Reimer with this month's teacher feature.
Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States of America, the leader of the Union, and the signer of the Emancipation Proclamation. Ulysses S. Grant, the commander of the forces during the Civil War. Washington Township High School has our own Civil War leader, not Abraham Lincoln, not Ulysses S. Grant, but Robert Barnshaw, a Civil War historian and teacher at WTHS, who we caught up with to ask why he likes history.
I think when I was a boy, when I was very young, nearly everybody's father was a World War II veteran, and there were all kinds of stories around about military, about how a lot of these men had helped the United States defeat the Germans and the Japanese in World War II. And also at that time, the Civil War centennial, the 100th anniversary of the Civil War, was coming around in the 1960s.
Mr. Barnshaw's interest in the Civil War developed into his master thesis about Chancellorsville. Here we look at his Civil War memorabilia, which includes letters and pictures. Of course, how does his family feel about his Civil War fever?
Speaking of tolerance, they tolerate me. They don't really, they're not really as interested in military history as I am. But they put up with it, I guess, because they put up with me.
Currently, Mr. Barnshaw is teaching 3 US2 classes, a college prep level, an honors, and an advanced placement. We had the opportunity to sit down with teachers and students alike to find out their opinions of Mr. Barnshaw.
We were allowed to sort of learn at our own pace, and we had a degree of freedom in that class, which is something that I really like. And beyond that, I think he does a lot for his students. Not only as a teacher teaching the academics of the class, but beyond that, it sort of goes beyond the classroom. In April and May, it was quite literal. We went outside to do some of our reviews for the AP test. But beyond that, he teaches about history, but he relates it to present day and current events, and he really relates it to life.
It was definitely a unique teaching style. It's history is something that doesn't change, and the only thing that changes is the way it's presented. And Mr. Barnshaw certainly had a unique way of presenting history.
What methodology did he use in the classroom?
As far as like presenting it to us and stuff, he basically, to overly simplify it, he basically just wrote stuff on the board. We took notes and then we talked about it. But we related it to the present, and he showed us, why it's important to learn history so that, mistakes that were made in the past don't occur again.
From what I gather from the students who come from his class, he allows the students to think freely. He asks questions which expect the students to interpret the information, apply the information to current events, and to think for themselves. And I think that's a very important characteristic.
The way he taught was as approach style as a storytelling, as compared to just blabbing it out in notes and saying, oh, here it is. I thought he acted it out really well and presented himself as a good teacher.
That is just a sampling of the students and teachers that worked with Mr. Barnshaw. We spoke with the man himself to find out about his teaching style.
To try to bring in subjects that touch the lives of ordinary people, and to get involved in what is called today social history, which is basically history as seen from the point of view of ordinary people, and how things that are going on, big events, boil down and affect the ordinary person.
Now, it sounds to me that you've obviously grown a sense of patriotism through all this. Have you tried to instill any of that sense into the students you talk to every day?
Well, I would think that what would come through, I would hope that what would come through was a sense of realism. I would like people to be realistic about the United States and to see it, flaws and all, but once that's through and once you're honest about the country, to realize that it's an extraordinary country and a country where truly a determined person can find unlimited opportunity to do all sorts of things. We are a wonderful country. Sometimes that translates in a classroom to being blind to our faults, and I hope I don't do that. But on the other hand, I do hope that the ultimate hope of this country comes through in what I teach.
A recent CNN Time poll showed that when high school seniors graduate and they look back at the last 12 years of their lives, they see one subject that stands out as being the dreaded subject. That's history. That's not true for Washington Township High School students who have Mr. Robert Barnshaw. As we have seen, Mr. Barnshaw uses his dedication, his devotion, and his desire to teach in the classroom to motivate his students for generations beyond. For Dave Luna, I'm Jason Reimer, WTHS Monthly Rewind.
All right, Valentine's Day is a special day when you have someone to share it with, but when you don't, it's just any ordinary Monday. Lauren Kay and Joe Graziano had a chance to interview students on their thoughts and feelings on Valentine's Day.
Love is in the air here at WTHS with the celebration of Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a Christian holiday honoring Saint Valentine of Rome. Saint Valentine was arrested for helping Christian martyrs. He refused to give up his faith and was beaten to death on February 14th. After his death, he was named the patron saint of lovers. This year, Joe and I got a chance to spread Cupid's love to everyone here at WTHS when we asked them their opinions about the lovers' holiday. What do you think of Valentine's Day?
I'm usually a pretty big fan of Valentine's Day, but I think they put too much emphasis on people having a date and stuff for Valentine's Day. But other than that,
Did you have a date this year?
no, I did not.
What did you do?
I just went out with a friend of mine to McDonald's. I like it. It's fun. It's okay.
Why do you like it?
Because you get lots of presents and chocolate, and everybody's happy and wears red. It's cute.
I like it. It's good. And it's nice to spend time with the person that you love.
When you don't have a Valentine, it's pretty bad, but I had one. It was good.
What did you and your Valentine do?
He just got me presents and stuff, and we just hung out.
That's a bad question to ask right now. Valentine's this year was horrible. Well, it started out where I got the girl that I kind of liked, and we kind of were starting to go out a little teddy bear. It was free off the internet. Yeah, I'm cheap, so what? But then when we saw each other, we got into a big fight, and just all turned into a mess. It was bad. I don't like Valentine's Day. It's a stupid card maker's holiday. It's like girls that perpetuate it. It's horrible. It's horrible, I say.
I love Valentine's Day.
Why?
Because it's just a day where it's just devoted to you and your special someone.
Hopefully you all had a very happy Valentine's Day this year. And if not, there's always chance next year that you will be shot with Cupid's arrow. This has been Lauren Kay with Joe Graziano, Monthly Rewind.
Up next is Jim Velasco and his story about a former WTHS student who got a chance to meet Mandy Moore on MTV's Fanatic.
Fanatic, the show on MTV where diehard fans get the chance to meet and interview their favorite celebrities, and will do almost anything to do it. But ever wonder what it's like behind the scenes? Well, now's your chance to find out in the special interview with Aaron Marone and Nicole DePiero. Currently students at Rowan University, these two graduates of the WTHS class of '99 had the opportunity to meet pop superstar Mandy Moore. Hi, I'm Jim Velasco, and I'm here with the Mandy Moore Fanatic and her friend. Can you two introduce yourselves?
Sure. My name's Nicole DePiero. My name is Aaron Marone.
Now, MTV picked you guys to meet Mandy Moore. Can you tell us, what happened?
Well, basically, I got an email saying about entering the contest to meet Mandy Moore for Fanatic, and I love Mandy Moore, so I was like, might as well enter. It's worth a shot. So I sent the email back, and I had to include my phone number and everything and say why I liked her. And MTV called me an hour later, and I was just on the phone with them telling them why I liked her and why I should be picked. She didn't believe me that
she came in. I came in back to the dorm, and she was like, "I'm on the phone with MTV," and I was like, "No, you're not. No, you're not." I thought someone was playing a joke on her, and she had to give the name of 5 of her friends, and they asked for her work schedule and her school schedule. Well, right after she got the phone, they
made phone calls, and then 2 hours later they wound up calling me. They asked me all about her and why she likes Mandy Moore so much and what makes her the biggest fan. Then they asked me for my work schedule, my school schedule, and it was still hard to believe just because it's MTV calling. Right.
So what did you think your chances of winning were?
I didn't expect winning at all. Not at all. Because, they said to me, they made it seem like, oh, I had a good chance because they kept calling me back, but then they were telling me I was in the top 20, so I was top 20, 19 other people, I don't know if I really have a great chance.
They called me and they told me that she was in the top 10. This was after a week of talking to them. And then they called me and they told me that she was in the top 20. So I was like, well, maybe either she got like bumped out of it or they went to another level.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they went to the head producer and then.
Yeah, because I kept moving to like different people to talk to and stuff.
Okay.
But I never expected that I would win.
Okay. Aaron, how did MTV prepare you to surprise Nicole?
All right. We wound up leaving on a Wednesday night. And Tuesday night, since I had her schedule, she was at work, so they called me. They were like, oh, you know, Nicole's in the top 20. And then I was just kind of thinking, well, like I told you, like, oh, you know, they said she was in the top 10. So then the girl, I was talking to Pam, the assistant producer, she wound up shutting the door and she was like, all right, Ash, she's like, I gotta tell you something. She's like, Nicole won. And she's like, and you guys have to leave tomorrow. And so I was like I didn't know what, I was like excited, but I was like nervous because I know I would have like a million things to do. And she's like, and she asked us earlier on if we would like be able to drop everything, like drop school and just go. Because we could have gone from like anywhere around the world for like 7 days or like just for a day. And then, so we wound up going to New York City for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then I was like, oh, you know, and I know Nicole had classes on Thursday. So during the time that she was at classes, I had to pack everything. And then she was like, well, you know, what are you guys doing? What could be a good surprise? And then I had like no idea. So then we wound up, because me and Nicole were originally going to go to the gym March 1st. That's like our day. We're just going to get like for the summer and stuff. So I was like, well, we're supposed to go to the gym. So I got someone to take my shift at work. And then I told Nicole, I was like, yeah, we're going to go to the gym. She's like, oh, that's good. So we mapped out this plan where, like, we would sit on the rowboats, and then I would be like, I have to go to the bathroom. Then we'd go out, like, walk around the side of the buildings to MTV, and then as I was coming back from the bathroom, we would go and surprise her. Mm-hmm. That's what we decided on doing.
Whoa.
I was going crazy.
Nicole, what were your thoughts and what was your reaction when Aaron told you that MTV picked you to meet Mandy Moore?
Well, I had absolutely no idea because the day before they like really tricked me because the day before that's when they told me, oh, you're in the top 20. So I was like, you know, I was thinking I don't really have that good of a chance. But we went to the gym, whatever, and she said she had to go to the bathroom. And all of a sudden, around the corner, bright lights, cameras in my face. She's yelling to me, you won, you're going to meet Mandy Moore for that. And I was just in shock. Like, I mapped it out in my head, like, how I would do it. I kept saying, like, yeah, I'd jump up and be like, woo, you know, like, hug her. But it was such a shock to me that I was just like, I was like frightened. I was kind of frightened because
it was like scared. Like I was talking like 5 different languages.
Yeah, it was like
she kept going, what? What?
Yeah, it was these like people just like in my face, bright lights, cameras, and I was just like, whoa. And I just was like amazed. And once it hit me, then we had to like run out and go to the limo and everything. So once I'm running out, it was hitting me, and I was just screaming and like, woo, Mandy Moore, you know. So it was crazy.
What were you thinking the night before you met Mandy?
By the time I actually got done shooting and went to bed, it was like 4:30.
Yeah, and I could hardly get to bed. Like, it was crazy because when I got there, I just had to call everybody because I couldn't believe I told everybody about it, and they were like, no way. And then I was just laying in bed like, oh my gosh, like it's really happening, and I couldn't get to sleep at all.
How are the questions you asked Mandy arranged?
I prepared my questions. It was part of the process. They said I had to send them 30 questions, email them to them. So I emailed 30 questions to them. I just thought it was like, you know, a part that they would see like, oh, what would I ask her? But that's what they do to the winners. So they gave me the questions before I went. They printed out 10 of the questions that got approved by MTV, but they were my own questions. And they were the questions that I would ask, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they gave me them beforehand, and I had, you know, a sheet to look at, so I didn't have to just memorize them on the spot, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the morning that you met her, like, did you wake up and go, oh my God, is this really happening? Or what was going through your head?
Totally, I just couldn't believe that it was real. Like, I was not believing that this was actually happening. I was actually going to meet her that day, and I didn't believe it all the way up until I met her. Like, the whole time I was just nervous and scared, and then finally, once I saw her, that's when it actually hit me, so.
Like, how did you first see her? Did you just walk in the room, or did she surprise you, or?
Well, she was already in the room. She was already in the room with her.
She went to a separate holding room, like while everything was getting set up. So like I saw Mandy before she did, and then when they let her in the room, she came, and like Mandy's already sitting up waiting for her, and then Nicole came in, and then Mandy's like, hi, she's like, hi, and they hugged.
Yeah, I walked to the room, and I saw her stand, she stood up, like when she saw me, and she like yelled hi to me, so I was like, you know, like, huge relief because she already seemed like so cool.
How did the meeting end?
Well, usually after the interview, that's basically it. But like, we were allowed to take pictures, and I took pictures with her, and we actually did the dance with her and stuff, because they asked us to do that. So we like danced with Mandy, and she was like awesome. She was so cool. But like, oh, and she gave me a gift. She gave me a gift then, and she told me I could open it afterwards. So I went out and I had to tell my reactions, and they told me to open the gift. So I opened it up, and it was this necklace actually from Tiffany's, which is, I couldn't believe it.
Expensive.
Yeah, I was like, wow. And she like made a donation in my name to rock the boat, so I thought that was cool. And so I told my reactions, and then like one of the producers comes over to us, and she's like, yeah, Mandy wants to have lunch with you guys, because she felt like, you know, she didn't really get to talk to you that much. You know, she wanted to talk to us more because she thought we were like really cool. So she said like, you know, are you guys hungry? You want to eat? So we got to have lunch with her, which was really neat. And like,
it was like completely off camera, like
yeah,
the first
exactly.
couple minutes were, but it was just like us.
Yeah,
three
just us
eating.
talking.
So MTV
like,
taped a little bit of footage with
yeah, just a little bit of the
Just, like,
footage.
the beginning.
before we even like got our food and everything, and then it was just us. It was just us three talking like we were old friends.
What were you talking about when you were eating?
Just everything,
School
yeah.
and boys.
Just
and
normal stuff.
Songs,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So what's your overall opinion of this whole experience?
The experience is just amazing. It was incredible. I never expected that it could happen to me. I mean, I knew I was definitely a big fan and I deserved to meet her, but I never expected that it would happen. So the experience was incredible. It's something that I will never ever forget in my life, and it's, you know, definitely one of the best experiences in my life.
It
All
was
right.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think another meeting with Mandy in the future is like definite?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I talked to her on like email and stuff, and she says, "Oh, I'm having a concert there," you know, hooks me up with tickets or something, and
That's totally
backstage.
the type of person she was. She would just be like, send them to us.
I
like,
would.
nothing.
I wouldn't be surprised if we get to hang out like again.
All right. Okay, I'd like to thank you two for doing this interview. For those of you who want to check out Mandy Moore's album, it's called So Real. You could get it at your local record store. You could check out her website at www.mandymoore.com. And you could check out more information about Fanatic on MTV on www.mtv.com or fanatic.mtv.com. So for Nicole and Aaron, I'm Jim Velasco for WTHS Monthly Rewind.
Today, Davis has a story on DECA and WTHS.
DECA, which stands for Distributive Education Clubs of America, is a club here at WTHS that coincides with the business courses, such as marketing and entrepreneurship, in developing a student's understanding of the business world. This makes the club ideal for students who plan on pursuing careers in the business world. Over 200 students from our school go to DECA conferences every year, where they untested on what they've learned in the classroom through role plays consisting of real-life business situations. Top-ranking winners receive trophies, scholarships, and corporate stock awards as recognition.
The head advisor for the DECA program is Mr. Blank. When asked what students stand to gain from his program, he replied,
I think through DECA, a student can gain the experiences that they need to have to be successful in the real world.
now let's see what the students think about the DECA program.
What I like most about DECA is it gives you experience in business-type activities.
What have you learned about the business world since you joined DECA that you didn't already know?
I've learned a lot of like leadership qualities and like technique.
We feel from DECA that it's a great learning experience,
We also get to go on many interesting field trips.
and you also meet a ton of new people.
As you can see, our DECA program more than adequately prepares students for the future. For now, this has been Cleve Bryan and Danae Davis on Monthly Rewind.
Every March, students here at WTHS get a chance to show off their school spirit by doing their hair in crazy ways or wearing hats. Up next is Jim and Dana with the story.
If you walk down the hallways this month, what are you going to say? Well, March here at WTHS is Spirit Month, and students and faculty are showing off their school spirit any way they can by wearing crazy hair, hats, slippers, and green. We went around and asked some students and faculty what their thoughts were on Spirit Month.
What do you think of Spirit Month?
I like it. I like wearing hats too. A lot of fun, and I'm enjoying wearing this funny hat, and everyone is laughing at me, and it's pretty fun.
I'd say it was fabulous.
I thought the idea was cool though.
I think it's wonderful. It brings out the best in all of us, and we got our hair done at the same place.
It's fun. I like hat day, and crazy hair day, I'm gonna top my hat, definitely.
Okay.
I like it. It's probably my favorite month of the year because I get to enjoy all the spirit I can put in the school. I think I'm pretty spirit-full.
Okay.
And then there were those that did not know what to think of it.
Because I don't have any hats.
What?
I don't know.
Spirit Month was successful here at WTHS, and who knew we had so many people full of school spirit. Let's see if next Spirit Month we can top this one. Reporting from Monthly Rewind, I'm Dana Squill with Jim Hill.
Well, Lauren, how do you think this show went?
I think it went very well. How do you think it went?
I think it went pretty good. Not too bad.
Yeah, next month, April, we're going to have a really good show for you guys because it's junior prom and the sophomore cotillion.
Yes. It's going to be really interesting.
All right, we'll see you next month.
Bye.
I said do what you wanna do. She's smoking crack and sniffing glue, but I can't see anybody else leading me the way she leads me. You go and you don't come back. 10 days the better stay.
Boy, get out my funky face!